Doesn't matter how many times I do this, I still forget to do something, which is in this case is bring us back into the room after the intro plays.
Oh, I thought you were gonna kick us out and then bring us back in.
No, I forgot. I kicked us out. I played the intro and then I opened my window and I forgot to bring us into the room. So now, anyway,
it's like we were never here to begin with.
Welcome, people who are watching this week's episode of Right Now. My guest is Chad Perkins.
Hello. How's it going?
This is the show where I attempt to write stories with strangers and come up with nonsense. And it's always a lot of fun. And today, Chad has a very cool book that I like called Set the Hook.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's what he wants to be talking about today, but he gave me a link. So
absolutely.
Let's share it and see what is going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
After I figure it out. All right, here we are.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Set the Hook update and preview. So tell us what Set the Hook is all about.
So Set the Hook follows the story of Otis Yassibayert, which if you can't pronounce it or you have a hard time misspelling it, that's okay, because that's the point. His dad was murdered by a demonic pike. And it turns out that Hell's Aquarium rose up from hell and has flooded the earth. So now there are people or fishermen that go around hunting aquatic creatures. And I just launched about a couple months ago, issue 1 launched and got funded. And this is the preview for issue 2 on my Substack that I started. So this is where I show all of my previews. It's the Comic Brews. And yeah, so this story follows Ginger and Otis going to a shady strip club full of jellyfish and octopuses. And I will let your mind wander with that. Because yes, it says slippery, slimy, and sexy, as it sounds.
I love that the story sounds very familiar to another famous story.
Is it Moby Dick?
It's Moby Dick.
Yeah. Yes, it's Moby
Dick. Isn't that how you pitched it? As a twist on Moby Dick, kind of?
Yeah, it's Moby Dick meets John Constantine. That's how I pitched it.
Yeah, we're kind of in an era of people doing twists to things. You know, it's just people love nostalgia is huge these days. You know, like we're bringing back all these old franchises, but it's not just old franchises that we want to see sequels for. People want to see reboots and reimaginings of things that are familiar.
Yeah,
my own series Grimspace is that with fairy tales, but it could really be anything. So doing Moby Dick, giving it a fresh take is cool.
Thank you. It's kind of funny too. I didn't even realize I was writing Moby Dick until C. Lanning goes, "So Chad, I read this script. You are aware this is Moby Dick, right?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, you're right." Because I love fishing. Like that's one of my favorite pastimes. Mm-hmm. And I cook, gut them, everything. So I do everything with them. And I wrote this because I wanted to go fishing and I was angry at work. So I just started going, man, it was a really good fishing day. I bet I could catch something really good. What if a fish murdered somebody's dad? And that's how my mind went. It went from basic go fishing to what happens if a person gets killed, dad gets killed by a fish.
So tell us about Bark in the Water.
So Bark in the Water is first off, this character was not meant to be a real character. But Bark in the Water follows the story of Little Shit, which is based off of my Chihuahua Newt, in a salmon costume hunting fish. So he is one of the fishermen that walk the earth. And pretty much fight demonic beings. This one, Bark in the Water, follows Little Shit. It's a one-shot story, and it is essentially Attack on Titan meets Doom, where he takes on a an opponent that is much bigger, so it's Little Dog Syndrome. It's a 22-page, 22, 24, with Jason Doobie on the art. And right now I've been slowly showing concept art for it. And I just got the coloring too, and it looks really sexy.
So it takes place in the same universe. You got your whole little, you're building out a little Avengers there.
Yes. So this one takes place about a month or two after the main storyline, Set the Hook, which is a 4-issue miniseries. So this one takes place a little bit after, and then I have another one, Ginger, which is the female in the pictures. She's also getting a one-shot as well.
So if you had to put a timetable on Set the Hook #2, what would you say?
It should be out released early next year.
Early next year?
Yeah, so I am looking at a forecast of spring. So fairly early.
And when can we expect a little shit? The Adventures of Little Shit.
The Adventures of Little Shit. So the Adventures of Little Shit, I'm expecting that one by summer.
By summer?
Yes.
This would, I know I'm thinking very far off, but this would make a very cool, like, stuffed animal plushie or something.
Actually, I'm in talk. that has been something that I did. Carissa Grant gave me the idea. I'm like,
They're not the easiest things to do because they have to be kind of custom made at first and then prototype, and it's tricky. It's definitely not cheap. But if you have a cool concept that fits with that idea of that merchandise, it's neat.
I thought about actually making the salmon suit as well for my Chihuahua, for Newt, my Chihuahua, he's based off of.
Like a Halloween? Halloween's coming up. That's definitely doable.
So I've been thinking about that.
Find some Etsy artists. Just be like, make this. I'll throw my dog.
Make this so I can dress him in there, and then I can say Newt in a salmon suit, and then the joke is done.
That would be excellent marketing, too. Be like, this is the real character. He's wearing the costume and everything. He's cosplaying.
I will do that. Hell yeah. Yeah, no, I have plans for a little shit. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. So he's actually based on another idea that I had. So I like recycling characters. So any characters I create, I try to recycle them. If I scrap the idea, I try to recycle them into another story.
You got to give him a sidekick, a big pit bull named Pooh. And you call him little shit and big poo.
God, that's stupid. I love it. I can tell why you're writing a book called Fart Bomb now. It's all coming together.
I am a very highbrow author. You must know. I write intelligence stories for college graduates.
Oh,
not fart stories for middle school.
Oh, okay. As we go to your Fart Bomb Kickstarter.
No, I don't promote my own stuff on here. But anyway, we are not here to talk about writing. We are here to actually write.
Sure.
Those who are unfamiliar with what Write Now is, Chad and I will work together to write a short story. I will kick it off with one sentence. He will follow it up with another one, and I'll go, and hopefully we have some sort of cohesive narrative going. The trick is every story will have a theme, which means you have to include some type of element in every sentence for it to count. If not, you will be disqualified. I will kick you from the stream, and you will be banished from the comics community. So
there, I get that. I'll do my best.
The stakes are high. So anyway, today's theme, because you've been so aquatic with the projects you're sharing, we will do Under the Sea, which means you have to include some sort of, let's just say, I was going to do sea life, but let's just say some sort of underwater element.
All right, I can do that.
It shouldn't be too hard because I'm going to set the story in a floating city. So,
so we got some Bioshock going, Atlantis Bioshock stuff going.
No, I'm kidding. By floating, I meant like in the air floating. That the joke didn't land because floating could actually mean you're in the air or you're on the water.
Oh, I get it now.
No. So anyway, how do I do? I got to share this again. Every time I come on StreamYard, I have to relearn how to use it. There we go. Holler. Okay. So to make things easier, we'll do underwater cities. So I would say I don't want to do Little Mermaid because Little Mermaids are boring. The giant mermaid descended rapidly. How about that? There, we're done. The giant mermaid descended rapidly. You got multiple avenues you could go with this.
So the descended rapidly.
So the mermaid, in this instance, mermaid would be our underwater element.
Right. So then I would say something like descended rapidly, descended
rapidly. You would start a new sentence right after mine.
Oh, right after that. Okay. Got it.
Then
rapidly onto the
puss on the way. I don't know. Or
the what?
Whatever you want to think.
On the
find that
sea urchin.
It doesn't matter. So we're going to keep it it's a sentence. So you have to start a sentence new.
Oh, like it's a sentence new.
Yeah, so you don't add on to my sentence. You just start clean, new sentence.
Okay.
So you can just put she latched onto, I don't know. Or whatever you would want to do.
So I could be like the sea urchin army started to panic.
Yeah, the sea urchin army. The sea urchin army
started to panic.
Are these just like anthropomorphic sea urchins, or are they sea urchins with like arms and legs, like the Raisins guys? You know,
they're similar to the Raisins guys, and also the Sit sprites from the Miyazaki movies.
Okay,
they got the little arms and legs. Started to panic.
Is it the sea urchin army or just the sea urchin?
Fish. Sea urchin army.
Army, let's pray. Oh, I got you. All right, army. The sea urchin army started panic seeing the giant
fish lady rapidly descends. All right.
Let's throw something different in there. Let's say, how about quickly approaching?
Okay.
Because I wrote rapidly descending. We want to mix it up a little. The giant mermaid descended rapidly. What? No, you wanted to come here, so now you're stuck. You're writing with me. So the giant mermaid descended rapidly. The sea urchin army started to panic, seeing the giant fish lady quickly approaching. So what's going to happen next? How about could the sea urchin army have weapons?
They can. They can have little spears.
Yeah, spears. So what should the spears be made out of? They need to be something underwater. How about shells?
Their own body part because they have little spikes.
The sea urchins do have spikes. Do you want the sea urchins? So they make spikes out of dead sea urchins.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds gruesome.
All the spines of other dead sea urchins.
Wait, I'm writing that down real quick. That's a good idea.
I didn't call you in. I didn't say your name.
You said that you stuck with me.
Now you're stuck. Well, no, you were standing there. So if you're standing there, come on, join the fun. The sea urchin army started to panic, seeing the giant fish lady quickly approaching. They readied. What are those things called? I want to use the technical term.
I think
urchin spikes.
I think they're just called urchins. I think they're just called spines. Spines.
Urchin spines. What are they called?
They're just spines.
Yeah. Okay. They readied their spine lances. They readied their spine lances to attack, which were constructed
from their fallen brother,
from the bodies of their fallen urchin brethren. That's brutal. Imagine if people did that. Like, who are you going to use in the fight? I'm going to use Joe's femur.
That sounds like some Doom shit right there. That'd be awesome. Oh, can I swear?
Sure. I don't know.
Okay, cool. I don't know. This is a PG show.
It's a little late for that.
Oh, fuck. I forgot to ask.
All right. So what's up next?
The mermaid.
We didn't have any exposition here or anything. We just got right into the battle.
We just did it. We're going. The large mermaid let out a terrifying shriek as the sea urchin began hurling
themselves. That was just themselves. They just kept throwing themselves. I mean, but if you think about it, if you're gonna get attacked by a giant army of sea urchins, they're just gonna swarm you. You know, they're just gonna like jump.
Right? Yeah, they're not. They're gonna like pretend to throw the spear, and then they're just gonna launch themselves. The large mermaid.
So we got to get a underwater element in there. I know what I think. Who are those? Not underwater, but there's the sea creatures that they're like sirens, you know?
Like a siren?
I mean, sirens sing. Is something else? I don't know.
Like a whale?
Sure, maybe a terrifying shriek like a whale. Terrifying shriek like a whale.
Oh yeah, is a terrifying shriek. Is it a terrifying shriek of a dying whale?
Let out a terrifying shriek of a dying whale as the sea urchins began hurling themselves at her. We're not. I'm gonna try to do the story with no dialogue. Just have it be one battle between. As this, why are they fighting? Who cares? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
The large mermaid let out
our adventure. Somebody did something.
And hurling themselves at her. She, let's see. I know what I want to do, but I don't know how to say it. What are those things called? Like an underwater vortex, you know?
Like a whirlpool?
Whirlpool. There we go. That's cool.
Or a riptide. No, those are two different things, but...
Sensing the onslaught, the mermaid began spinning, generating an underwater whirlpool to confuse the urchins.
And they were confused.
And they're just flying everywhere. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Because they don't have any fins. They have no direction. They just jump.
They do. Actually, can they jump?
Well, in our story, they can.
Okay, they can jump. You're right. Yeah, that's. No, I forgot where we were for a minute.
I forgot this is fiction.
I forgot. Oh, I was trying to provide science.
Can urchins really jump? I don't know. I haven't seen that in National Geographic, but
I haven't either. But you know what? Something.
How terrifying would it be if they could? If you were just underwater and they just started leaping at you?
The mighty seahorses.
Whose side are they on, though?
Began to... I'm
going to break this up. So I'm going to put this back up here at this paragraph.
Okay. During the... This should be during the confusion. Not in
I think either works. During the confusion, the mighty seahorses
began to rear their mighty snouts.
The mighty seahorses reared their mighty snouts. Everything is mighty. You know, we're gonna make this during the mighty confusion.
They're the mighty confusion. Everything is mighty. The whole thing is mighty. All right, so let's see. Smart snouts and
is the washing machine done?
Actually, yes, that is the washing machine. It plays this little jingle.
Mine does the same thing.
Does it really? There's a little song.
During the mighty confusion, the mighty seahorses began to rear their mighty snouts. I mean, that's it. That's a sentence. If you just
there you go. I was gonna say like they sucked up the sea urchins and then shot them at the mermaid, like launched them like a little gun going.
Oh, there, yeah, maybe.
But so, yeah, there we go. We'll do that. We'll leave it.
During the mighty seahorses began to rear their mighty snouts.
We should be writers. This is great.
We should be. We should try to do this and like sell it to people.
We should.
Coming to the aid of their allies. This is too. That's the seahorses blew bubbles at the urchins, firing them like spiky bullets in the mermaid's direction. I'm imagining this like the mermaid is a kaiju and all the little underwater creatures came together to try to beat her.
That's what I was thinking. All right, so I'm up here. The mermaid.
So in that sentence, bubbles would be my
right
underwater.
The mermaid crying in pain, picked up.
I think we need a comma here. The mermaid, comma, crying in pain, picked up. What did she pick up? The suspense is killing me.
You know, I was thinking of those little, like, the big giant colossal starfish and like just shurikens at them.
Oh, just read it. Picked up a colossal starfish. Don't overthink it.
Fish and hurls it at the seahorses. So starfish will be my...
Yeah. Picked up mermaid, crying, picked and hurled it at the seahorses. Several of the seahorses managed to evade the attack, but not all, as several more were struck and flew backwards into the reef. I got it in the last sentence.
All right.
Now I think it's time for a new paragraph.
Yeah. All right. The seahorses triggering the clownfish. Because, you know, they're in the reefs. The clownfish fused with the sea anemone and formed a giant kaiju-like creature to combat the mermaid.
It's just like Power Rangers all of a sudden.
Fun
Megazords coming together.
I don't know if I cheated, but you could kind of piece together what Bark in the Water is about from that sentence.
That's fine. The seahorses, comma. Are seahorses two words? Or, I mean, this wants to make it one word, so let's just all make it one word.
I don't know if it matters.
Well, yeah.
But anyway,
I didn't like seeing the little squiggly line under it, so I just said
it's fine.
Sure. So I said sure. Google, take over.
Sure.
The seahorses triggering the clownfish fused with the sea anemone and formed a giant kaiju-like creature to combat the mermaid. What? All right, I'm gonna throw a wrench in the mix here. What are those things called? All right, so I'm sure you've seen Finding Nemo, Mr. I'm writing stories about demonic fish. So what are those things called? The turtle when he's like riding the highway, the underwater. What is
Crush?
it called? Yeah, well, his name is Crush, but what is?
Oh, it's like the jet stream or something.
Jet stream. Is that what it's called?
Let me
is
see.
The jet stream in the? I thought the jet stream was in the air.
It's a fast, narrow current in the air.
I want the water.
What is Crush? Let me see.
What does Crush ride in Finding Nemo?
Crush.
The East Australian current. So it's just a current? All right, fine. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I guess he does.
Realizing she was outmatched, the mermaid turned and ran, entering a current to whisk her away from danger. She's a coward. She's turning and running. Now you got to send the giant anemone seahorse kaiju after her.
The mecha.
The mecha anemone.
The mecha anemone.
The mecha anemone.
Cries, screams, coward, in a booming, mighty voice, because we're bringing back that mighty word. Booming, mighty voice.
We're in past tense, so try to get those EDs going.
Oh, right, yeah.
Can't forget your ED.
A booming mighty voice.
A booming mighty voice.
And surfed into the current, firing. Let's see, what else is in the coral reef?
I mean, surfed is a good word. If you wanted to just end it there, you could.
Yeah, I can end it there.
And he screamed coward in a booming mighty voice and surfed into the current.
He like gets on a seahorse surfboard and he's like, "What up, dude?"
The chase was on as the mermaid tried desperately to outswim her pursuer.
Oh, so swim is your thing?
No, that wasn't.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say. I'm like, that's
no, it's not. It's not. I'm thinking about how I want to. I know what I might want my thing to be, but I just need to think of the next word. The chase was on as the mermaid tried desperately to outswim her pursuer, twirling up, around, and over the family. We're going back to Crush here. Crush is making an appearance of sea turtles in her way. There, that works, right? The chase is on as the mermaid tried desperately to outswim her pursuer, twirling up, around, and over the family of sea turtles in her way.
Damn, because sea turtles are like,
they're so slow.
They're slow, and they're also like aren't they endangered?
Some of them.
Yeah. Oh man, the mecha anemone is gonna be like, no, I need to get a better way around these dudes.
Yeah, I think we've established the mecha anemone and his allies as the good guy of the story.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so let's see. I know. Now I'm like, where the crap do we go now?
We gotta. If I were you, I would say the anemone has to do something. Has to make a move because right now she's outrunning him. I think she's quicker than him. Maybe the mecha anemone tries to rally the sea turtles
slowly, slower than the mermaid. Slower than the mermaid. Sends a, what was it called? The fish telepathy message telling the sea turtles to stop that.
What is it, Aquaman?
Yeah. The sea turtles.
Oh, you're into a set. You can't do a second sentence.
Oh, I can't. Okay.
So you got to figure out how to make that happen.
So the first time the sea turtles stop the.
I mean, they got shells. Maybe if you want to use shell, could be your element. If they use their shells to try to stop her.
Ooh, actually, I do. The sea turtles sink into their shells and began spinning,
which caused the sea turtles to sink into their shells,
which caused them to spin rapidly towards the mermaid like giant like a buzzsaw, giant buzzsaws. This is like
what visual is this?
I'm trying to think of like when they like what's his name, the one kaiju monster guy who like spins his shell and he shoots out the flames and he has like the blades, or like a Mario.
What are you saying?
I'm trying.
The guy with he spins his shell.
I forgot his
shoots
name.
Flames, and he has blades. You know,
the turtle dude. I'm trying to think of like a Mario shell. Gamera. That's what I was thinking of. Gamera.
The mecha anemone, who is slower than the mermaid, sends a fish telepathy message telling the sea turtles to stop that mermaid, which caused the sea turtles to sink into their shells and spin rapidly towards the mermaid like a giant buzzsaw. Okay. The sea turtle buzzsaw
Sea turtle buzzsaw
collided with the mermaid, knocking her out of the current and into an old sunken pirate ship.
Oh, all right. We're getting pirate ships. We're getting piratey.
I'm changing the scene a little bit.
All right. So the mermaid crashes into the old
Crashed. We started past tense.
Sorry. Look, this is why you need an editor. And everybody who's listening, this is why you need an editor to say that you're an idiot.
Well, so I already had her crash into the ship.
Okay, so we want to. All right, I was just more reiterating, like saying, yeah, it crashed, making it more dramatic. Anyway, so the mermaid. So
and I could put knocking her out of the current and crashing her.
Okay.
Knocking her out of the ship and crashing her into an old sunken pirate ship.
The Mecha Anemone. I like saying that, Mecha Anemone. That's a fun word. It is a fun word, Mecha Anemone. I'm writing that down. Mecha Anemone. Charge it. He doesn't. I guess they do charges.
Lumbered.
That's a better. Yeah, that's a better word. Lumbered.
He's like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. You know, he's kind of
giant mermaid and takes his mighty coral fist and smashes it directly into the mermaid's jaw.
Boom.
Like a Rocky Balboa.
Yeah. We're about to make this not safe for work. You know what? I'm just gonna edit all of your present tense verbs.
Will you stop that?
Lumbered towards the giant mermaid and took his mighty coral fist and smashed directly into the mermaid's jaw. All right, ready? We're about to make this mermaid battle after dark.
Oh, you're going there?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
The blow was so strong it knocked the mermaid's seashell bra clean off. Why? For no reason other than it's just fun.
Look, fish titties. I get it. Look, and listen, and set the hook. The next issue, there's gonna be jellyfish tits. So just saying, I get it.
That sounds like a slur you would say to a fat stripper.
Oh man, writing that down. Just say to the next fat stripper I say.
Yo, get out of here, jellyfish tits.
The Mecha money. The Mecha Anemone blushes embarrassingly.
Blushed.
You know, I'm
just gonna keep doing it.
This is why I go back. I'm not used to this because I usually go back and reread my stuff. Anyway, so
this is why comics don't have verbs. It's just
you see the Mecha Anemone blushed embarrassingly as his little.
What are you gonna say?
Needlefish perks up from between
perked up.
His...
What's the name? Needlefish perked up.
His let's see, his rocky crotch.
Rocky crotch.
I'm trying to come up with a better.
It's okay, it works.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say.
Taking advantage of the momentary distraction. I want to use the pirate ship, but it doesn't. I don't think it really counts as an underwater element. Like the pirate ship itself, but if I would say like she grabbed the mast and whacked him over the head with it, mast
Well, that's above land because sunken pirate ship works.
Yeah, sunken pirate ship works, but yeah, so I gotta figure out some other way to do this. Taking advantage of the momentary distraction, the mermaid. Oh, I got one. Tackled. I do read every issue of National Geographic, so I have I have no limit of underwater things that I can include. Actually, the cover story for this month is about sea exploration. So, taking advantage of the momentary distraction, the mermaid tackled the Mechanemone. I'm gonna every time I spell this, I'm gonna.
I know. I always have to be like, what am I spelling?
I love how it doesn't even say that it's wrong. It's just like, yeah, it's a word.
Sure, what the fuck?
We tackled the Mechanemone straight down.
I gave up.
Into what are they? Into is this what they're called? Hydrothermal vent. You like that one?
Yeah.
Things are heating up down on the ocean floor.
Yeah.
This would actually be an amazing comic.
Yeah, this is
because the visuals are awesome.
The mecha anemone is actually
yeah, the visuals are very cool.
Very cool. I like this. This is copyrighted under you, right?
You're gonna pay me if you want to use it. No, it's both of ours. We made it together.
Cool. We'll get on this.
Mermaid tits and all.
I'll get on this. I'll hash this out. All right. So, thermal vent. Let's see. The force causes an underwater because there's a volcano. There'll be a volcano under there, right? Because it's warmer water.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a volcano. I don't think. It just has to be like a vent directly to. I don't know. Let's see. And just keep writing. The hydrothermal vent
causes an upheaval. I also just wanted to use upheaval.
Are hydrothermal vents volcanoes? Let's see. Google. What does it say?
Force causes an upheaval of boiling.
They are submerged. They are submarine hot springs, spewing out mineral-rich hot water. They sit on flanks of underwater volcanoes, but they are not volcanoes.
Okay, so they're hot springs.
Yeah, they're hot springs that could be near a volcano.
Gotcha. So cause an upheaval of boiling water.
I love how when we need science, we look into science.
Right.
Otherwise,
we're writing this fish mermaid titties and armies of sea urchins. But
hydrothermal vents, you gotta get it right.
What are those? Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson would not be happy with us.
No, he wouldn't. I don't think he knows anything about fish. But because of an upheaval of boiling water scalding the. Let's see, the mermaid, scalding the mermaid and removing her. Nope, because her bra is already off.
Just scalding her fin.
Scalding her.
Scalding the mermaid's fin. You would have to write the
leaving her crippled.
I got you, but you would have to write the mermaid's fin there because we haven't mentioned her yet in the sentence. The force causes an upheaval of boiling water, scalding the mermaid's fin and leaving her crippled. So she did it to herself, right?
Yes. Yeah, so she jabbed the CNM mechanemone into the current or the hydrothermal vent, and then caused boiling water.
Pushing himself off the ocean floor, the Mechanemone actually felt sympathy towards the mermaid's pain. Now, I don't have an element there. I'm going to have to include one. Pushing himself off the ocean floor, and he felt sympathy towards the mermaid's pain and
embraced her. They're going to get married.
Let's see. I'm gonna just Google parts of an enemy. and how do you even spell anemone? Anatomy of an anemone. That's not much help. So I want people to see what I'm looking at right here. Let's see. Share this tab. So this is what we got. Parts anatomy of an anemone. We have tentacles, central mouth, column, and a petal disc. That's what they are. They got nothing else.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm actually looking at. I just Googled it too to look at what you're looking at. I'm like, this isn't helpful.
But you know what? Tentacle. A lot of things in the water have tentacles. So
sure, and we all know what they're talking about.
Pushing himself off those, the anemone actually felt sympathy towards the mermaid's pain and offered her a tentacle to help her up.
Now, remember, anemones are poisonous.
That's the good thing about this show is that like I don't have to think about what comes next. I just write sentences and then sit back and and that's your problem. Figure it out.
Oh, okay, thanks. So scientifically, back to the science of all of this.
Yeah, maybe it's a rope-a-dope. He's like, oh, let me help you up.
Jokes on you. No, anyway. Let's help her up.
That's right. That's the best. Honestly, that's like the best way to kill someone. They're on the floor. You help them up, and by helping them up, you're poisoning.
Embarrassingly, the mermaid takes.
We're at 41 minutes.
Tentacle and takes the tentacle and brings herself up. However, I'm trying to include because you already used tentacle. Embarrassingly, the mermaid takes the tentacle and brings herself up.
I mean, do you want her to be poisoned, or are we going to ignore that?
Well, I kind of feel for this woman at this point.
Oh my god!
I know. I'm like,
what's a fictional bitchy mermaid?
Okay, fine. Brings her up.
Whatever. I'm just do whatever you want, but like
striking.
As far as I'm concerned, the bitch is going down,
causing her to
takes the tentacle,
causing her paralysis. Paralysis.
I mean, you know what you could use?
What?
Her fin has scales. I don't think we've used scales yet. If you want to try to figure out a way to include them.
Basically, the mermaid takes the tentacle.
I need to yell, so I'm going to mute for a second.
By her scaly hand. Takes them with her scaly hand.
I'm sorry. Did you finish?
Yeah.
She has scaly hand. Oh, I just thought she has scales on her fin. But if she's all scales, that's cool.
She's taking her, like she's grabbing the tentacle, and so I put scaly hand.
Well, you know what? That's an interesting thing because when we think of mermaids, we just think of like the Little Mermaid version, which is just like a human top and then a fish bottom. But you could have a mermaid that's like all scales.
Yeah, and technically speaking, if we're going in like accuracy, a mermaid's hair would be disastrous and like full of like different sea creatures as well. Yeah. Like she'd look like an absolute disaster.
If she is the villain of the story, she should look villainous. So,
yes.
Embarrassingly, the mermaid. Sarah, the cats have been fed. Did you feed the dogs? Okay, well they're outside now doing God knows what. Embarrassingly, the mermaid takes the tentacle with her scaly hand, causing her paralysis. All right, we are going to do 3 for 3 now.
All right.
People who've seen this show know that 3 for 3 is how we wind down the episode. I have 3 sentences left. You have 3 sentences left, but we still continue the same format. So I write, you write. We just have 3 each.
Okay.
And so it gives us kind of like warning to start to wrap things up. Embarrassingly, the mermaid takes the tentacle with her scaly hand, causing her paralysis. the mermaid's entire body freezes up. Let's see. We're getting to the point where like it's not easy to think of underwater elements. All right, I know what's going to happen. Oh, it's going to get dark real fast.
Oh, I was going to switch it, but all right.
No. The mermaid's entire body. Here, now you got me writing in present tense too. The entire mermaid's entire body seized up, allowing the mecha anemone a chance. I'm going to do this. I'm going back to the previous sentence, and I'm going to say not just felt sympathy, but a bit of sympathy in parentheses, because he's a dick and is actually going to make things worse for her. The mermaid's entire body seized up, allowing the mechanism a chance to cut her arm, spilling blood into the water and luring in a pack of nearby sharks.
Sharks don't travel in packs.
You know what? I'm Googling this. I think because they do.
Do they really?
I mean, I just read an article today that said that there was a pack of sharks. Do sharks travel in packs?
Oh, hammerheads. And gray reef and blacktip reef. Huh.
So, in the article, it said that there was a bunch of sharks, but they were all female with only one juvenile male, which led them to believe that the sexes of this type of shark hunt separately. So, I don't know. We're just going to leave it as is. Technically correct. Spilling blood into the water and luring in a pack of nearby sharks.
Excited. The mecha anemone.
The mecha anemone. It's like, that's how she says it in Finding Nemo. None of the kids can say anemone. But you can't not say a mecha anemone like that. So you're just like, mecha anemone. Try to say that 5 times fast.
Hugs, wraps, it's rock hard, slippery.
It's rock hard. It's rock hard and slippery at the same time.
Rock hard, yeah. Rock hard body.
Rock hard.
No, we'll do rock hard.
Thank
slippery.
you for coming back.
Slippery body around the mermaid, and
because I told you
her into the air like a. And well, I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate it. Like she's. You know what? I'm using this because I love saying this aggressively.
Let's see. Where
that's
So this is your first sentence, right? I
Yeah.
lost track already.
The mermaid.
Excited, the mecha anemone aggressively hugged
The mermaid and lifts her
the mermaid
into the water. I'm trying to. I gotta. Let's see. And you know what? I'm gonna kind of cheat here. The ocean.
And David took it.
I mean, we never said wave, have we?
Hug the mermaid and lift her.
I would say like allowing
causing-
her scent to catch the waves towards the.
And
The sharks?
yeah, and
That's a good way to say it.
jumped into the air, allowing the waves
What are you
to
trying?
carry the scent of. That's not the right scent.
Why do you need headphones?
Towards
To hear him.
the sharks.
What's that?
This is a microphone so that people can hear me.
What is that?
You all done?
Yep.
So let's see. Excited, the mecha anemone aggressively hugged the mermaid and jumped into the air, allowing the waves to carry the scent towards the sharks. All right. Ooh, I know what we're gonna write next.
What?
I have to include a fish. So
Nemo.
Well, we've been referencing Nemo a lot this story, but I got something better.
Dory.
Hungry for a meal.
Oh, I thought you said Dory.
All right, so we each have 2 sentences left, right?
Yes.
Hungry for a meal, the sharks charged forward, but were immediately cut off by a swarm of piranha. Why are piranha here? I have no idea what they are.
Piranha.
We're doing
Piranha
it.
or
Middle of the
man-eating
ocean.
sharks.
Sure.
Or man-eating fish.
Man-eating fish.
Do you want to watch the movie Piranha?
Yeah.
She loves horror movies.
Yeah.
I don't blame her.
We'll watch Piranha. You know what piranha do? They eat people, and there's a lot of blood.
Like me.
I've seen Piranha.
Have you seen them?
I hear
it.
Piranha.
Oh, the movie. And I hear that the actual real life piranha aren't like
No,
they
they're-
are. They're not.
They're pretty harmless.
Yeah, but still,
yeah,
we love
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Is that
Is that
Called Swarm of Piranha. I know exactly where I'm going with this.
hungry for a meal? The sharks charged forward, but were immediately cut off by a swarm of piranha, who began eating the mermaid alive.
Why do you only have
Oh my
one
god, that's a
ear?
great. I would love this.
Oh, all right.
One
So-
ear included.
So I can hear you
Where's the
with the other
other
one.
one?
It's right here.
The mermaid
You
wanna hear?
screams
Sit down. Put it in.
a siren.
one?
Yeah. We'll switch here. Put this. Let me get that one. So you can put that one in that one. And I'll put this one in this here.
And
Let me do it for you.
this
No,
whale
I got it.
is the
Do you hear him?
Mecha
He's talking?
Nemani.
And then
Yeah, he's Mecha Anemone.
Is a killer.
Do you remember what
whale
an anemone
swims
is? They're in Finding Nemo.
Below.
That's where they have school, right?
The Mecha Anemone hugging
Anemone. See,
the
anemone.
mermaid and the
Anemone.
Mecha.
It's a mecha anemone though. A whole bunch
Anemone.
have joined together to form a giant monster.
suplexes the mermaid
Oh, that's cool.
into the whales, the killer whales.
So
mouth.
she's just getting brutalized.
Yeah.
How am I gonna
Like
Not
Chris said,
you.
finish strong. So I'm finishing by
Okay.
suplexing the mermaid into the killer whale's
Can you
mouth.
help me play?
So the mermaid screamed as a killer whale
Help me.
swam below the mecha anemone,
Ow. Oh, God. There.
hugging the mermaid and the mecha anemone. No, hold on. Mermaid screamed as a killer whale swam below the mecha anemone.
Yeah. See, this is why you need editors.
It's
to
the mermaid. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say here.
See, but-
The
so,
mermaid screamed as a killer whale, so the killer whale swam below
Yeah.
the mecha anemone, hugging the mermaid.
So the mecha anemone is hugging the mermaid, and the mecha anemone looks down.
So the mecha
sees-
anemone hugged the surf.
Yeah, and she's like,
who hugged the mermaid? Okay, who swam below the mecha anemone? Who hugged the mermaid, and
I'm making a
then
story.
suplexed her into the killer whale's mouth.
Wait,
So, Lily, this is what happens to the mermaid. She got burned by an underwater vent. Then she got paralyzed by the mecha anemone.
Ooh.
Then she started bleeding so sharks would come. But piranha started eating her first. And then before they finished, the mecha anemone did a wrestling move to throw her into a whale's mouth.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yummy. Right?
Finding
What's
Nemo.
next?
This
Yeah,
is
Finding exactly. It's exactly like Finding Nemo.
This is
Um,
the best Finding Nemo sequel ever.
After
Finding Nemo.
Finding Dory is a great movie, though.
Uh-huh.
after slurping, I love that word. Slurping
Oh,
her bones dry, the whale spat out not the whale.
The whale spat.
The whale spat out the mermaid's skeleton.
It's called a wing.
I'm gonna cheat here a little bit.
Why?
The mermaid's. I'm gonna just say the mermaid's hollow skeleton, which floated to the surface and would eventually wash up on a New Jersey beach.
Then somebody found her, then they took it.
All right, you got one sentence left, Chad.
Oh damn! I don't know. How can I
Wrap it up.
Oh, I know,
got
I know,
one
I
more-
know.
I do
Then
have
some people
something.
find
Hang
her,
on.
And then they took them to the grave, and she's actually alive.
Oh, she comes back to life when they bury her in Pet Cemetery?
Yeah.
You wouldn't watch Pet Cemetery. I would never show you that movie.
What's that? Oh, I feel like I know what
It's
it
a
is.
Stephen King
Just
book
started
story, and it's
the-
about a pet cemetery and a mystical burying ground, and people
Yeah.
bury their pets there, and then they come back to life. But they come back to life like all messed up, like they're not exactly as they were before. They're kind of like screwed up in the
They're
head.
like,
Yeah, kinda. They're like monstrous. No, don't take the
Barnum
socks.
and the Fiji mermaid.
ow.
I'm gonna and just started the like we need a water element. So how about the aquatic career?
Well, the Fiji mermaid is
Is the Fiji mermaid a real thing?
yeah, the Fiji mermaid was the it was the
Ew.
fake thing that was an exhibit at Peter
It's
Barnum's museum.
It's a fake mermaid.
What the
Yeah.
Ew. Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so gross.
All right.
I don't even want to look at it
Yeah.
anymore.
And thus started the aquatic career of P.T. Barnum and the Fiji mermaid. Beautiful.
Wait, is
My
he
favorite
also
part of every
writer?
story.
Is he also a writer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
You're right together. So now this is the fun thing I do every episode. Let's guess the word count. Sometimes people cheat and they have word counts on their Google documents, but I don't. So what do you say?
That. I'm gonna say
I'll go first.
okay.
I'll say
10,000.
10,000. Girlfriend. 600.
You know, I was gonna say 650. So
I think
yeah.
it's less actually. It's less than. I mean, we'll
You
do.
think so? All right.
Yeah, let's do. So
Somewhere between six.
tools, word count, 558.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
All right.
Not
all right.
bad. Not bad.
But it was definitely fun. Good story.
Yeah. Coherent story.
I would, and you know what? It's
Oh.
the fact that we didn't have any dialogue helped a lot because it's an all visual cinematic story.
Yeah.
This was a fun time.
Attack on Titan. Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us about Set the Hook and when can we expect number 2?
Yeah, so Set the Hook is my Moby Dick meets John Constantine. It's about a man whose dad was murdered by a fish. You can check it out. It's coming to a store soon, and the second issue should be out in spring. Is when I have that. So look for the Kickstarter for that, and you can also follow my Substack at Comic Brews. So,
All right. Any socials you want to share?
you can follow me on Twitter at Casual Nerd Chad. You can follow me on Substack at Rolling Squid Bones because that's where I live. You can also add me on Facebook. It's Chad Perkins, and you can see all my wacky stuff. And only if you're able to get comfortable with things really fast.
And what is your handle on OnlyFans?
My OnlyFans handle is the slippery, slimy tentacle at 64. So,
All right.
Seeing?
Oh my God, craziness. I think it's time to wrap up.
all right.
Anyway, Chad, thanks for coming on. Thank you for writing with me.
Of
And
course.
until next time.
Till next time.